Ninja! Why? Why not? It was $1,900. But I know why it was $1,900. Get in and give it a rev. Yep. That's Hooptie. Very much Hooptie. That too. Yes. Welcome to Movie's Garage, the dumbest automotive channel in all of YouTube, and this is what potentially may be, or not, the next Hooptie rescue mission, a 2004 BMW 645 Ci. And over the past year, you all have helped me rescue about, well, many Hoopties, but about 10 or so have gone to new homes at low or no cost. And that's because you all watch these videos, support me, support my sponsors, and buy my merch, which is linked below, Hooptie's Garage merch. I haven't plugged that in a very long time, but this was what was supposed to be the latest chapter in the Hooptie rescue mission, a 2004 BMW 645 Ci, and well, it's the right price. It was only $1,900. $1,900 for this incredible BMW flagship with 104,000 miles. That was over $70,000 new, close to the flagship of the BMW line at the time, and now it's depreciated, used and abused to $1,900. And when I picked it up from the Hooptie auction where I bought it from, well, I realized why it was so cheap, and that's because, well, it's probably mechanically totaled. A little bit of history first. This BMW 645 hails from the Bangle era of BMW. Chris Bangle, a designer at BMW, pinned a lot of the cars at the time, trying to move BMW forward radically into the modern era. And these cars are known for their quirky, controversial styling, new BMW iDrive, and tons of technology getting thrown into these cars to mixed results and, well, questionable reliability. Little did we know that BMW is going to double down on even more controversial styling where the cars are, well, downright ugly. Nowadays, the technology got even more complicated, and, well, the mechanical quality of the cars nowadays, ooh, boy. It's causing people to look back on the Bangle era a lot more fondly, which is hard to believe, but these cars never really looked good in pictures. Even Chris Bangle admitted that his cars didn't look as good in photos. In person, it is a much more handsomely styled Grand Touring car, and it marked the return of the full-size coupe and convertible from BMW in a very, very long time. Actually, I don't think they ever made a full-size convertible in the 6 Series or the 8 Series. So really a first in that sense, but it did have its problems. The first problem really was this, and that's the Bangle butt, as they called it. For some reason, this trunk comes out in an angular shape, even though the car is very swoopy and modern. So it was a mix of angular and, well, swoopy modern, and a lot of people didn't like it. I really didn't mind the Bangle butt as much. It gives you something to grab onto, and overall the style of the car is really cool. The LED taillights are certainly beautiful. The wheel design is unique and beautiful, and the overall design of the car is handsome and different. I think it looks way better than the 7 Series that replaced the E38, the car that I have behind there, which I think is one of the most beautiful BMWs of all time. But this, you know, it really isn't that bad. Unfortunately, though, this one has seen much better days, as you can see. Well, it's had some history. 5 owners on this car, 1 accident. You can tell 1 headlight is clear, 1 is cloudy, and the front bumper all mangled. But it's not just the cosmetic condition, which I will show you in a little bit, that's bringing this car down. It has some mechanical deficiencies that are common in these BMW products of the era. But now that we're seeing what new BMWs in modern cars, all the problems they're having, I used to think these were total turds, and now, well, it doesn't seem that bad in relation to what we have now. So some hard living on this BMW, despite it only having 104,000 miles. It's very likely mechanically totaled, as I'll show you in a little bit. But even if I go through and fix way more than the car is worth, which, I mean, nice, they're $10,000 or more, but this car will never be nice ever again. It's going to be a beater driver for somebody. Is it worth doing? If I give this car to somebody, will it be a complete curse for them where it constantly breaks forever? And honestly, I don't know. But let's take a look at this thing. As I pointed out earlier, you have a nice clean headlight with a parking sensor that's fallen in with an original cloudy headlight, a bumper that is completely destroyed. The interior, well, let's get to this wheel first. You were missing a cap here, but the wheels are actually in pretty nice shape. The interior seen much better days. This seat is, well, completely roached. The steering wheel has grown acne, or I don't know, eczema. The dash, something's falling apart in here. Numerous cracks in the dashboard around where the airbag is. Sport seats though, which is really nice. And well, amazingly, everything in here works, and there's actually no warning lights. Take a look at this. It came with 3 keys too, which is quite surprising. So it's running, it's driving, there's no warning lights. If you saw this at an auction, you'd think, boy, this thing's quite a buy. I'm gonna have to pick it up. And the top is actually in very nice condition, and it works. The air conditioning works. One thing that's obviously not working though are these rear window regulators. But it's not that big of a deal because when you put the top up, you can just raise and lower them manually. So I'm sure these regulators are expensive. I remember on my 996 it being the Porsche, over $1,000 to fix one. I wonder if it's the same with BMW. But as you can see, it's running, it's driving, it works. The rear bumper, about as ugly as the front bumper. The BMW emblem fading. Why hasn't BMW figured out how to fix their fading emblems? It's been a problem for 30 years. You'd think they want to keep this nice because that's sort of what people see, but you know. The LED taillights are really cool, lit up as you can see. And overall the car, other than the front end impact at some point, there's a little bit of hail, but body-wise, it is really nice. And the belt does eventually shut up and quit squeaking, but it is leaking coolant, it is leaking oil. In the back seat you can see somebody had, well, quick means of topping it off, which is a very classic BMW thing. But here's the big problem, the big gotcha that a lot of people get nailed when they buy these cars, when they're priced cheap on Marketplace or at auction, and they think they've got an incredible deal, but they don't pay attention to what's coming out the back. Driving it around normally seems fine, but this one, well, it has the start of something that is a very big issue. Saw it a little bit there. It gets much worse as the engine warms up, but that's the beginning of the valve seal failure, which requires tearing apart the engine. And we've been there once with the Alpina B7. That was not savable, so that's why I'm a little reluctant to get into it again with another one of these V8s. That one was supercharged and had loads more issues, but that's what I'm worried about. Is it going to be history repeating itself with this car, or is it fixable, unlike the Alpina? I don't know, but I know one person who can find out for me, and that's the Car Ninja, so we'll go over and have him take a look at my latest prize. Yes, the Gen 1 iDrive is working actually just fine, as terrible as it was when it was new. Only 106,000 miles on this car, and if you could close your eyes and drive with your eyes closed, which you can't, it would feel like a normal, perfectly good driving car, as it wants me to buckle my seatbelt. Except you're feeling the steering wheel that has eczema. It's disgusting, but 330 horsepower. Plenty of power for the base model. Of course, the M6 is the one that everybody wants, but that is even worse than the 645i in terms of reliability. The 645, the only big issue is the valve seals that go bad, like this one's starting to do. With the M6, you have the rod bearings that are a wear item at 100,000 miles, which is ridiculous. The Vanos pump, which sends oil to the top end of the engine, that fails and destroys the engine, and then it has its own issues. And of course, there's that transmission too, the SMG transmission, which you could get in the 645. Mercifully, this one doesn't have it, but they can be much worse. I guess the more base model BMWs get, the better they are. But the M5, which is what this car basically is, this is a shortened 5 Series, is what turned the wizard off from BMWs altogether. He told me after that car that he never ever wants to work on a BMW project with me ever again, and that's how I met the Ninja. He fixed the M5, the SMG, with a close hanger. Crank sensor was getting a bad indication from the flywheel because some tooth was bent, and he fixed that with a coat hanger, and well, ever since he's been working on my BMWs. He knows how bad they are. That's why he opened up this shop and makes a very good living out of fixing them. Very good living. Ninja!
Why?
Why not? was $1,900. But I know why it was $1,900. Get in and give it a rev. Yep. That's a Hooptie. Very much Hooptie. That too. Yes. 2004 BMW 645 Ci. You're very familiar with them.
Yeah.
And valve seals and tops apparently. What's going on over there?
We're putting the top that burned. So.
Oh well, this top is absolutely perfect. The side windows, as you discovered, are not. But yeah, a little smoky.
Very smoky.
Leaking oil, leaking coolant. Mm-hmm. No lights though, which is a miracle.
Wow. Do they even work?
I think so. But I'm curious how bad it's going to be.
How does it drive?
Perfect. Yeah. You'd never know.
Let's put it on the left.
Cool. Oh yeah. A flagship for $1,900. Hot.
What you gonna do with this?
I really don't know. I thought it was gonna be my next Hooptie rescue mission, but this may be more of a curse than a gift if I gave it to someone. But belt's definitely squeaking. There's oil leaks. There's coolant leaks.
Well, this is easy. Just the radiator hose.
On the coolant leak?
Mm-hmm.
Surely there's more.
We'll lift it up and see, but this is only visible right now.
Oh, there's all the oil.
Yes.
Looks like a BMW.
Yes. Oh, yeah. There is, if you see right here, see this?
Oh, that's, yep.
And I tried to make sense. I couldn't. There is a bracket that mounts behind the alternator. And it has like an $8 gasket there. And it's 8 hours to do. I don't know why.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's leaking right there. And you do have active steering, which is cool. Ooh.
Yeah, a little clunky.
Something is loose. Tie rod right here.
Is that a big deal?
No, no.
Okay.
This is tight. Ooh, your control arm bushes, they're done. I mean, absolute done.
Yeah, they are disintegrated, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see light through them. That's not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good news is, I'm not seeing any other coolant leaks.
Awesome.
So that is just your radiator hose. All these years, I never seen a rim cracked in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places.
Has it been fixed before? Is that what that is? No?
No. Well, they tried to put some bead sealer, but obviously this is around flat tires, so.
Right. Well, it's holding air.
Yeah, it does. I can fix those, but it's cheaper to get the used one.
Right.
Pretty tight in the back. So it depends what you want to do with it. You have valve seals, both regulators.
Yes. The windows.
Yes. You have the tie rod, the bushings.
Right. But when you're doing the valve seals, you pull the engine out, so all those
it's
leaks
easier
are
for
kind
me.
of...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's easier for me, so.
It's gonna be expensive.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little more than what I paid for the car, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
So a used rim right off the bat. That's probably $200, right?
Probably. We need to get with Bob.
You're a nation, Bob. Yes. Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of break them down. The seal's about $3 grand.
On the engine, the valve seals.
Yes.
And that gets the oil leaks too.
Yeah, exactly.
Right off the bat.
The regulators, I mean, for both of them, you're looking close to $1,000. Yeah.
Okay.
And then since everything's gonna be out, it's gonna be easier to fix your suspension. So $500 for the suspension. So yeah.
So we're getting close to $5 grand to sort out this car that needs at least the bumpers repainted.
Yep.
Because they're ugly. The interior is roached. The dash is cracked. You can't really fix the dash. It makes no sense financially because the car's not worth that. But the catalytic converters, you probably cut those out. Where are they? Right here? Yeah, right here. That'd probably get most of my money back just cutting those out and selling them. And then scrapping the car because scrap prices are so high. So I could get out of this right now and not lose a dime. but this is the dumbest automotive channel in all of YouTube. So I guess I'm going to leave it up to you. A call to action, I suppose. I'll give the car away, I'll fix it, if I hit 1.3 million subscribers by the time, but this time next week. Yes, that time. If I don't, then y'all don't care, obviously, and
part it out.
Well, I'll just get rid of it. But otherwise, I can give it away. It'd be somebody's fun beach driver or something like that. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence here, so I'm just going to leave it up to the internet, I suppose. All right? Well, thank you for watching.